The Book of Ezra, Chapter 1. And in the first year of Koresh, sovereign of Persia, that the word of Yahuwah by the mouth of Yirmiyah might be accomplished, Yahuwah stirred up the spirit of Koresh, sovereign of Persia, to proclaim throughout all his reign, and also in writing, saying, Thus said Koresh, sovereign of Persia, Yahuwah Elohim of the heavens has given me all the rings of the earth, and he has commanded me to build him a house in Yerushalayim, which is in Yehudah. Who is among you of all his people? His Elohim be with him, and let him go up to Yerushalayim, which is in Yehudah, and build the house of Yahuwah Elohim of Yisrael. He is Elohim, which is in Yerushalayim. And whoever is left from all the places where he sojourns, let the men of his place help him with silver and gold, with goods and livestock, besides the voluntary offerings for the house of Elohim, which is in Yerushalayim. And the heads of the fathers' houses of Yehudah and Benjamin, and the priests and the Levites, with all those whose spirits Elohim had stirred, rose up to go up and build the house of Yahuwah, which is in Yerushalayim. And all those round about them strengthened their hands with objects of silver and gold, with goods and livestock, and with valuables, besides all that was voluntarily offered. And sovereign Koresh brought out the utensils of the house of Yahuwah, which Nebuchadnezzar had taken from Yerushalayim, and put in the house of his mighty ones. And Koresh, sovereign of Persia, brought them out by the hand of Mithredath, the treasurer, and counted them out to Sheshbazzar, the leader of Yehudah. And this was their number: 30 gold dishes, 1,000 silver dishes, 29 knives, 30 gold basins. Next, 410 silver basins, 1,000 other utensils. All the utensils of gold and silver were 5,400. Sheshbazzar took all of them with the exiles who were brought from Babel to Yerushalayim. Chapter 2. And these are the sons of the province, who came back from the captivity of the exiles, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the sovereign of Babel, had exiled to Babel, and who returned to Yerushalayim and Yehudah, each to his own city, who came with Zerubbabel, Yeshua, Nehemiah, Seraiah, Re'eliah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispar, Bigwai, Rehum, Baanah, the number of the men of the people of Yisrael, sons of Parosh, 2,172, sons of Shephatiah, 372, sons of Arach, 775, sons of Pahath Moab, of the sons of Yeshua and Joab, 2,812, sons of Elam, 1,254, sons of Zatu, 945, sons of Zakai, 760, sons of Bani, 642, sons of Bebai, 623, sons of Azgad, 1,222, sons of Adonikam, 666, sons of Bigwai, 2,056, sons of Adin, 454, sons of Ater of Hizkiah, 98, sons of Betsai, 323, sons of Yorah, 112, Sons of Hashum, 223. Sons of Gibar, 95. Sons of Bethlehem, 123. Men of Netophah, 56. Men of Anathoth, 128. Sons of Azmaweth, 42. Sons of Kiriath Arim, Kephira, and Be'eroth, 743. Sons of Ramah and Geba, 621. Men of Michmas, 122. Men of Bethel and Ai, 223. Sons of Nebo, 52. Sons of Magbish, 156. Sons of the other Elam, 1,254. Sons of Harim, 320. Sons of Lod, Hadid, and Ono, 725. Sons of Yericho, 345. Sons of Sena'ah, 3,630. The priests, son of Yediah, of the house of Yeshua, 973. Sons of Immer, 1,052. Sons of Pashchur, 1,247. Sons of Harim, 1,017. The Luites, sons of Yeshua and Kadmiel, of the sons of Hodawayah, 74. The singers, sons of Asaph, 128. Sons of the gatekeepers, sons of Shalom, sons of Ater, sons of Talmon, sons of Akub, sons of Chatita, sons of Shobai, 139 in all. The Nethinim, sons of Tzicha, sons of Chasufa, sons of Tabaoth, sons of Keros, sons of Sheasha, sons of Padon, sons of Lebana, sons of Hagaba, sons of Akub, sons of Hagab, sons of Shamlai, sons of Hanan, sons of Gedel, sons of Gahar, sons of Re'aya, sons of Retzin, sons of Nekoda, sons of Gazam, sons of Uzzah, sons of Paseach, sons of Besai, sons of Asna, sons of Meunim, sons of Nefusim, sons of Bakbuk, sons of Chakufa, sons of Harhur, sons of Batzluth, sons of Mechida, sons of Harsha, sons of Barkos, sons of Sisera, sons of Temach, sons of Netziach, sons of Hatifa, sons of Shalomo's servants, sons of Sotai, sons of Sophareth, sons of Peruda, sons of Ya'ala, sons of Darkon, sons of Gediel, sons of Shephatiah, sons of Hatil, sons of Pokereth of Sebayim, sons of Ami. All the Nethinim and the children of Shalomo's servants were 392. And these were those who came up from Tel Melach, Tel Harsha, Kerub, Adan, Immer, but they were unable to show their father's house and their seed, whether they were of Yisrael. Sons of Delaiah, sons of Tobiah, sons of Nekoda, 652. And of the sons of the priests, sons of Chabiah, sons of Kots, sons of Barzillai, who took a wife of the daughters of Barzillai the Gileadite, and was called by their name. These sought their register among those who were counted by genealogy, but they were not found, so they were barred from the priesthood as defiled. And the governor said to them that they should not eat of the most set-apart gifts until there stood up a priest with the Urim and Thummim. The entire assembly was 42,360. Besides their male and female servants, these were 7,337. They also had 200 men and women singers. Their horses were 736, their mules 245, their camels 435, donkeys 6,720. And some of the heads of the fathers' houses, when they came to the house of Yahuwah, which is in Yerushalayim, offered voluntarily for the house of Elohim, to establish it in its place. They gave according to their ability to the treasury for the work 61,000 gold drachmas and 5,000 minas of silver, and 100 priestly garments. And the priests and the Levites, and some of the people, and the singers, and the gatekeepers, and the Nethinim dwelt in their cities, and all Yisrael in their cities. Chapter 3. Now, when the 7th new month came, and the children of Yisrael were in the cities, the people gathered as one man to Yerushalayim. And Yeshua son of Yotzadak, and his brothers the priests, and Zerubbabel son of Shealtiel, and his brothers, arose and built the slaughter place of the Elohim of Yisrael, to offer ascending offerings on it, as it is written in the Torah of Moshe, the man of Elohim. So they set the slaughter place on its stands, being afraid of the peoples of the lands. And they offered ascending offerings on it to Yahuwah, both the morning and evening ascending offerings. And they performed the festival of Sukkot, as it is written, and the daily ascending offerings by number, according to the right ruling for each day, and afterward the continual ascending offering, and those for new months, and for all the appointed times of Yahuwah that were set apart, also for everyone who volunteered a voluntary offering to Yahuwah. From the first day of the 7th new month, they began to offer ascending offerings to Yahuwah. But the foundation of the Hekal of Yahuwah had not been laid. And they gave silver to the stonemasons and the carpenters, and food and drink and oil to the people of Sidon and Sor, to bring cedar logs from Lebanon to the sea at Yaffo, according to the permission which they had from Koresh, sovereign of Persia. And in the 2nd new month of the 2nd year of their coming to the house of Elohim, to Yerushalayim, Zerubbabel son of Shealtiel, and Yeshua son of Yotzadak, and the rest of their brothers the priests and the Levites, and all those who had come out of the captivity to Yerushalayim, began, and they appointed the Levites from 20 years old and above, to oversee the work of the house of Yahuwah. And Yeshua stood up, his sons and his brothers, Kadmiel with his sons, the sons of Yehudah together, to oversee those working on the house of Elohim, the sons of Chenandad with their sons and their brothers the Levites. And when the builders laid the foundation of the Hekal of Yahuwah, they appointed the priests in their robes, with trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, with cymbals, to praise Yahuwah, after the order of Dawid, sovereign of Yisrael. And they responded by praising and giving thanks to Yahuwah, for he is good, for his loving commitment towards Yisrael is forever. And all the people shouted with a great shout when they praised Yahuwah, because the foundation of the house of Yahuwah was laid. And many of the priests and Levites and heads of the fathers' houses, the old men who had seen the first house, wept with a loud voice when the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes, and many shouted aloud for joy. And the people could not distinguish the noise of the shout of joy from the noise of the weeping of the people, for the people shouted with a loud shout, and the sound was heard far away. Chapter 4. And when the adversaries of Yehuda and Benjamin heard that the sons of the exile were building the Hekal of Yahuwah, Elohim of Yisrael, they came to Zerubbabel and the heads of the fathers' houses, and said to them, "Let us build with you, for we seek your Elohim as you do, and we have slaughtered to him since the days of Esarhaddon, sovereign of Ashur, who brought us here." But Zerubbabel and Yeshua and the rest of the heads of the fathers' houses of Israel said to them, "It is not for you and for us to build a house for our Elohim, but we alone build it to Yahuwah Elohim of Yisrael, as sovereign Koresh, the sovereign of Persia, has commanded us." And it came to be that the people of the land were weakening the hands of the people of Yehuda and troubling them in their building, and hiring counselors against them to thwart their plans all the days of Koresh, sovereign of Persia, even until the reign of YHWH, sovereign of Persia. And in the reign of Ahasuerus, in the beginning of his reign, they wrote an accusation against the inhabitants of Yehuda and Yerushalayim. And in the days of Artachshashta, Bishlam, Mithredath, Tabiel, and the rest of their companions wrote to Artachshashta, sovereign of Persia. And the letter was written in Aramaic and translated from Aramaic. Rehum the governor and Shimshai the scribe wrote a letter against Yerushalayim to sovereign Artachshashta, thus: Rehum the governor and Shimshai the scribe and the rest of their companions, the judges and the emissaries, the consuls, the officials, the people of Erech and of Babel and of Shushan, the Dehawites, the Elamites, and the rest of the nations whom the great and noble Osnapper took into exile and settled in the cities of Shomeron and the rest beyond the river. And now, this is a copy of the letter that they sent him to sovereign Artachshashta from your servants, the men beyond the river. And now, let it be known to the sovereign that the Yehudim who came up from you have come to us at Yerushalayim, and are building the rebellious and evil city, and are completing its walls, and repairing the foundations. Now let it be known to the sovereign that, if the city is built and the walls completed, they are not going to pay tax, excise, or toll, and cause the revenue of the sovereign to suffer loss. Now, because we have eaten salt from the palace, it was not fitting for us to see the sovereign's shame. Therefore we have sent and informed the sovereign, so that search be made in the book of the records of your fathers, and you find in the book of the records, and know that this city is a rebellious city, and causing loss to sovereigns and provinces. And revolt was stirred up in it since days of old, for which cause this city was destroyed. We inform the sovereign that if this city is rebuilt and its walls are completed, then you have no portion beyond the river. The sovereign sent a message to Rehum the governor and Shimshai the scribe, to the rest of their companions who dwell in Shomron, and the rest beyond the river. Peace. And now, the letter you sent to us has been plainly read before me, and I made the decree, and a search has been made, and it was found that this city in days of old has lifted up itself against sovereigns, and that rebellion and revolt have been made in it. And mighty sovereigns have been over Yerushalayim, who have ruled over all beyond the river. And tax, excise, and toll were paid to them. Now, make a decree to make these men cease, and that this city be not built until the command is given by me. And beware of negligence to do this. Why should damage increase to the hurt of the sovereigns? Now, when the copy of the letter of sovereign Artaxerxes was read before Rehum and Shimshai the scribe and their companions, they went up in a hurry to Yerushalayim against the Yehudim, and made them cease by might and power. Then the work of the house of Elah, which is at Yerushalayim, ceased, and it ceased until the 2nd year of the reign of YHWH, sovereign of Persia. Chapter 5. Then the prophets, Haggai the prophet, and Zechariah son of Iddo, prophesied to the Yehudim who were in Yehuda and Yerushalayim, in the name of the Elah of Yisrael upon them. Then Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and Yeshua, son of Yotzadak, rose up and began to build the house of Elah, which is in Yerushalayim. And the prophets of Elah were with them, helping them. At that time, Tattenai, the governor beyond the river, and Shethar-Bozenai, and their companions, came to them and said to them, "Who has made you a decree to build this house and to complete this wall?" Then we told them what the names were of the men who were building this building. And the eye of their Elah was upon the elders of the Yehudim, so that they could not make them cease until the matter went to YHWH. And then they sent back a letter concerning this. This is a copy of the letter that Tattenai, governor beyond the river, had sent, and Shethar-Bozenai and his companions, the officials beyond the river, to YHWH, the sovereign. They sent a letter to him, and this was written in it: To YHWH, the sovereign, all peace. Let it be known to the sovereign that we went into the province of Yehuda, to the house of the great Elah, which is being built with heavy stones, and timber is being laid in the walls. And this work goes on speedily and is blessed in their hands. Then we asked those elders, saying this to them: Who has made you a decree to build this house and to complete these walls? And we also asked their names, in order to inform you, so we could write the names of the men at their head. And this is the answer they gave us, saying, We are the servants of the Elah of heaven and earth, and we are rebuilding the house that was built many years ago, which a great sovereign of Yisrael built and completed. But because our fathers provoked the Elah of heaven, he gave them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, the Kasdiah, who destroyed this house and exiled the people to Babel. But in the first year of Koresh, sovereign of Babel, Koresh, the sovereign, made a decree to build this house of Elah. And also the gold and silver utensils of the house of Elah, which Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the Hekal that was in Jerusalem and brought to the Hekal of Babel. Those sovereign Koresh took from the Hekal of Babel, and they were given to one named Sheshbazzar, whom he had made governor, and said to him, "Take these utensils, go, deposit them in the Hekal in Jerusalem, and let the house of Elah be built on its place." Then the same Sheshbazzar came, laid the foundation of the house of Elah which is in Jerusalem, and since that time even until now it has been in building, and it is not completed. And now, if it seems good to the sovereign, let a search be made in the sovereign's treasure house, which is there in Babel, whether it is so that a decree was made by sovereign Koresh to build this house of Elah at Jerusalem, and let the sovereign send us his decision concerning this. Chapter 6. Then YHWH, the sovereign, made a decree, and a search was made in the house of the books, wherein also the treasures of Babel were kept. And at Ahmetha, in the palace which is in the province of Media, a scroll was found, and this was written in it. In the first year of sovereign Koresh made a decree concerning the house of Elah at Jerusalem. Let the house be built in the place where they brought offerings, and its foundations strongly laid, its height 60 cubits, its width 60 cubits, 3 rows of heavy stones, and 1 row of new timber. Let the expenses be paid from the sovereign's house. And let the gold and silver utensils of the house of Elah, which Nebuchadnezzar took from the Hekal, which is in Jerusalem, and brought to Babel, be returned and go to the Hekal, which is in Jerusalem, to its place, and deposit them in the house of Elah. Now, Tattenai, governor beyond the river, and Shethar-Bozenai, and your companions the officials beyond the river, stay away from there. Leave the work of this house of Elah alone. Let the governor of the Yehudim and the elders of the Yehudim build this house of Elah on its place. And I make a decree as to what you should do for the elders of these Yehudim, for the building of this house of Elah. Let the exact expense be paid to these men from the sovereign's resources, out of the taxes beyond the river, so that they are not stopped. And whatever they need, both young bulls and rams, and lambs for the ascending offerings of the Elah of heaven, wheat, salt, wine, and oil, according to the request of the priests who are in Jerusalem, let it be given them day by day without fail, so that they bring pleasing offerings to the Elah of heaven, and pray for the life of the sovereign and his sons. And I make a decree that whoever changes this word, let a timber be pulled from his house, and let him be impaled, hanged on it, and let his house be made a dunghill because of this. And Allah, who has caused his name to dwell there, does overthrow any sovereign or people who put their hand to change, to destroy this house of Elah, which is in Jerusalem. I, YHWH, make the decree. Let it be done promptly. Then Tattenai, governor beyond the river, Shethar-Bozenai, and their companions promptly did according to what YHWH the sovereign had sent. And the elders of the Yehudim were building, and they were blessed through the prophesying of Haggai the prophet and Zechariah son of Iddo. And they built and finished it, according to the decree of the Elah of Yisrael, and according to the decree of Koresh and Dariawesh and Artachshashta, sovereign of Persia. And this house was completed on the 3rd day of the month of Adar, which was in the 6th year of the reign of sovereign Dariawesh. Then the children of Yisrael, the priests and the Levites, and the rest of the sons of the exile, did the dedication of this house of Elah with joy, and offered at the dedication of this house of Elah 100 bulls, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and as a sin offering for all Yisrael, 12 male goats, according to the number of the tribes of Yisrael. And they appointed the priests to their divisions, and the Levites to their divisions, over the service of Elah and Yerushalayim, as it is written in the book of Moshe. And the sons of the exile performed the Pesach on the 14th day of the 1st new month, for the priests and the Levites had cleansed themselves, all of them were clean, and they slew the Pesach for all the sons of the exile, and for their brothers the priests, and for themselves. And the children of Israel, who had returned from the exile, ate together with all who had separated themselves from the uncleanness of the nations of the land, in order to seek Yahuwah Elohim of Israel. And they performed the festival of Matzot 7 days with joy, for Yahuwah had caused them to rejoice, and turned the heart of the sovereign of Ashur toward them, to strengthen their hands in the work of the house of Elohim, the Elohim of Yisrael. Chapter 7. And after these events, in the reign of Artachshashta, sovereign of Persia, Ezra, son of Seraiah, son of Azariah, son of Hilkiah, son of Shallum, son of Zadok, son of Ahitub, son of Amariah, son of Azariah, son of Merayoth, son of Zerachiah, son of Uzi, son of Buki, son of Abishua, son of Phinehas, son of Eleazar, son of Aharon the chief priest. This Ezra came up from Babel, and he was a scribe, skilled in the Torah of Moshe, which Yahuwah Elohim of Yisrael had given. And the sovereign gave him all he asked, according to the hand of Yahuwah, his Elohim, upon him. And some of the children of Yisrael, and the priests, and the Levites, and the singers, and the gatekeepers, and the Nethinim, came up to Yerushalayim in the 7th year of sovereign Artachshashta. And he came to Yerushalayim in the 5th new month, which was in the 7th year of the sovereign. For on the 1st day of the 1st new month, he began to go up from Babel, and on the 1st day of the 5th new month, he came to Yerushalayim, according to the good hand of his Elohim upon him. For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the Torah of Yahuwah, and to do it, and to teach laws and right rulings in Yisrael. And this is the copy of the letter that sovereign Artachshashta gave Ezra the priest, the scribe, a scribe in the words of the commands of Yahuwah, and of his laws to Yisrael. Artachshashta, sovereign of sovereigns, to Ezra the priest, a perfect scribe of the law of the Elah of heaven. And now, I make a decree that all those of the people of Yisrael, and the priests and the Levites in my reign, who volunteered to go up to Jerusalem, go with you, since you are being sent by the sovereign and his 7 counselors to inquire about Yehuda and Jerusalem, with regard to the law of your Allah, which is in your hand, and to bring the silver and gold which the sovereign and his counselors have voluntarily given to the Allah of Israel, whose dwelling is in Jerusalem, and all the silver and gold that you find in all the province of Babel, along with the gift of the people and the priests, voluntarily give for the house of their Allah in Jerusalem. Therefore, with this silver promptly buy bulls, rams, lambs, with their grain offerings and their drink offerings, and offer them on the slaughter place of the house of your Allah in Jerusalem. And whatever seems good to you and your brothers to do with the rest of the silver and the gold, do it according to the desire of your Allah. And the utensils that are given to you for the service of the house of your Allah, put back before the Allah of Jerusalem. And the rest of the needs for the house of your Allah, which falls to you to give from the sovereign's treasure house. And I, Atar-Shashta the sovereign, do make a decree to all the treasurers who are beyond the river, that whatever Ezra the priest, the scribe of the law of the Allah of heaven, does ask of you, let it be done promptly, up to 100 talents of silver, and up to 100 cores of wheat, and up to 100 baths of wine, and up to 100 baths of oil, and salt without reckoning. Whatever is commanded by the Allah of heaven, let it be diligently done for the house of the Allah of heaven. For why should there be wrath against the ring of the sovereign and his sons? We further inform you that there is no authority to impose tax, excise, or toll on any of the priests and Levites, singers, gatekeepers, Nethinim, and servants of this house of Allah. And you, Ezra, according to the wisdom of your Allah that is in your hand, appoint magistrates and judges to judge all the people who are beyond the river, all such as know the laws of your Allah, and teach those who do not know them. And whoever does not do the law of your Allah and the law of the sovereign, let judgment be promptly executed on him, whether it be death or banishment or confiscation of goods or imprisonment. Blessed be Yahuwah Elohim of our fathers, who has put this in the sovereign's heart to embellish the house of Yahuwah, which is in Jerusalem, and has extended loving commitment to me before the sovereign and his counselors, and before all the sovereign's mighty princes. So I was strengthened, as the hand of Yahuwah my Elohim was upon me, and I gathered heads from Israel to go up with me. Chapter 8. These are the heads of their fathers' houses, and this is the genealogy of those who went up with me from Babel, in the reign of sovereign Artaxerxes. Of the sons of Pinhas, Gershom; of the sons of Ithamar, Daniel; of the sons of Dawid, Chattush; of the sons of Shekaniah; of the sons of Parosh, Zechariah; and registered with him were 150 males. Of the sons of Pahath Moab, Eliyehoenai, son of Zerachiah, and with him 200 males. Of the sons of Shekaniah, the son of Yahaziel, and with him 300 males. And of the sons of Adin, Ebed, son of Jehonathan, and with him 50 males. And of the sons of Elam, Yeshaiah, son of Athaliah, and with him 70 males. And of the sons of Shephatiah, Zebadiah, son of Mikael, and with him 80 males. Of the sons of Joab, Obadiah, son of Yehiel, and with him 218 males. And of the sons of Shelomith, the son of Yosiphiah, and with him 160 males. And of the sons of Bebai, Zechariah, son of Bebai, and with him 28 males. And of the sons of Azgad, Johanan, son of Hakatan, and with him 110 males. And of the last sons of Adonikam, whose names are these, Eliphelet, Yeiel, and Shemaiah, and with them 60 males. And of the sons of Bigwai, Uthai, and Zabud, and with them 70 males. And I assembled them at the river that flows to Ahwa, and we camped there 3 days. And I looked among the people and the priests, and did not find any of the sons of Lui there. Then I sent for Eliezer, for Ariel, for Shemaiah, and for Elnathan, and for Yarib, and for Elnathan, and for Nathan, and for Zechariah, and for Meshulam, leaders, also for Yorarib and Elnathan, men of understanding. And I gave them a command for Iddo the chief man at the place Casiphia, and put in their mouth words to speak to Iddo and his brothers the Nethinim at the place Casiphia, to bring us servants for the house of our Elohim. Then, by the good hand of our Elohim upon us, they brought us a man of understanding, of the sons of Machli, son of Lui, son of Yitzrael, and Sherebiah, with his sons and brothers, 18, and Hashabiah, and with him Yeshaiah, of the sons of Merari, his brothers and their sons, 20, and of the Nethinim, whom Dawid and the leaders had appointed for the service of the Luites, 220 Nethinim, all of them designated by name. I then proclaimed a fast there, at the river of Ahwa, to humble ourselves before our Elohim, to seek from him the right way for us and our little ones, and all our possessions. For I was ashamed to ask of the sovereign a group of soldiers and horsemen to help us against the enemy on the way, because we had spoken to the sovereign, saying, "The hand of our Elohim is upon all those for good who seek him, but his power and his wrath are against all those who forsake him." So we fasted and prayed to our Elohim for this, and he answered our prayer. And I separated 12 of the leaders of the priests, Sherebiah, Hashabiah, and 10 of their brothers with them, and weighed out to them the silver, and the gold, and the utensils, the contribution for the house of our Elohim, which the sovereign and his counselors, and his heads, and all Yisrael who were there, had presented. Thus I weighed into their hand 650 talents of silver, and silver objects of 100 talents, 100 talents of gold, and 20 gold basins of 1,000 drachmas, and 2 utensils of fine polished bronze, precious as gold. And I said to them, "You are set apart to Yahuwah, and the objects are set apart, and the silver and the gold are a voluntary offering to Yahuwah Elohim of your fathers. Watch and guard them until you weigh them before the leaders of the priests and the Luites, and the heads of the fathers' houses of Yisrael in Yerushalayim, in the rooms of the house of Yahuwah. So the priests and the Levites took the weight of the silver and the gold and the utensils, to bring them to Jerusalem, to the house of our Elohim. Then we set out from the Ahawah River on the 12th of the first new month, to go to Jerusalem. And the hand of our Elohim was upon us, and he delivered us from the hand of the enemy and from ambush along the way. And when we came to Jerusalem, we dwelt there 3 days. And on the 4th day the silver and the gold and the utensils were weighed in the house of our Elohim by the hand of Meremoth, son of Uriah the priest. And with him was Eleazar, son of Phinehas. And with them were the Levites, Jozabad, son of Yeshua, and Noadiah, son of Binnui, with the number and weight of all. And all the weight was written down at that time. The sons of the exile, who had come from the captivity, brought ascending offerings to the Elohim of Yisrael, 12 bulls for all Yisrael, 96 rams, 77 lambs, and 12 male goats as a sin offering, all as an ascending offering to Yahuwah. And they gave the sovereign's orders to the sovereign's viceroys, and the governors beyond the river, and they lifted up the people and the house of Elohim. Chapter 9. And when these matters had been done, the leaders came to me, saying, The people of Yisrael and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the peoples of the lands as to their abominations, those of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Mitzrites, and the Amorites. For they have taken some of their daughters as wives for themselves and their sons, so that the set-apart seed is intermingled with the peoples of those lands. And the hand of the leaders and rulers have been foremost in this trespass. And when I heard this word, I tore my garment and my robe, and plucked out some of the hair of my head and beard, and sat down astonished. Then all those who trembled at the words of the Elohim of Yisrael gathered to me, because of the trespass of the exiles, and I sat astonished until the evening offering. And at the evening offering I rose from my affliction, and having torn my garment and my robe, I fell on my knees and spread out my hands to Yahuwah my Elohim, and said, O my Elohim, I am too ashamed and wounded to lift up my face to you, my Elohim, for our crookednesses have risen higher than our heads, and our guilt has grown up to the heavens. Since the days of our fathers to this day we have been very guilty, and for our crookednesses we, our sovereigns, and our priests have been given into the hand of the sovereigns of the lands, to the sword, to captivity, and to plunder, and to shame of faces, as it is this day. But now, for a short while, favor has been shown from Yahuwah our Elohim, to leave us a remnant to escape, and to give us a peg in his set-apart place, that our Elohim might enlighten our eyes, and give us a little reviving in our bondage. For we were slaves, but in our bondage our Elohim did not forsake us, and extended loving commitment to us in the presence of the sovereigns of Persia, to revive us, to raise up the house of our Elohim, to restore its ruins, and to give us a wall in Yehuda and Jerusalem. And now, O our Elohim, what do we say after this? For we have forsaken your commands, which you have commanded by your servants the prophets, saying, The land which you are going in to possess is a land unclean through the uncleanness of the peoples of the lands, by their abominations with which they have filled it, from one end to another, by their uncleanness. And now, do not give your daughters as wives for their sons, nor take their daughters to your sons. And do not seek their peace or wealth ever, so that you are strong and shall eat the good of the land, and leave it as an inheritance to your children forever. And after all that has come upon us for our evil deeds and for our great guilt, since you, our Elohim, have held back the rod upon our crookednesses, and have given us such deliverance as this, should we turn back to break your commands and join in marriage with the people of these abominations? Would you not be enraged with us until you had consumed us, so that there would be no remnant or survivor? O Yahuwah, Elohim of Yisrael, you are righteous, for we are left as a remnant, as it is this day. See, we are before you in our guilt, for there is no one to stand before you concerning this. Chapter 10. And while Ezra was praying, and while he was confessing, weeping, and bowing down before the house of Elohim, a very large assembly, men and women and children, gathered unto him from Yisrael, for the people wept very bitterly. And Shechaniah, son of Yehiel, one of the sons of Olam, spoke up and said to Ezra, We have trespassed against our Elohim, and have taken foreign women from the peoples of the land. And now there is expectancy in Yisrael concerning this. Now then, let us make a covenant with our Elohim to put away all these wives, and those who have been born to them, according to the counsel of Yahuwah and of those who tremble at the command of our Elohim, and let it be done according to the Torah. Arise, for the matter is upon you, but we are with you. Be strong and act. And Ezra rose, and made the leaders of the priests, the Levites, and all Yisrael, to swear to do according to this word. And they swore. Then Ezra rose up from before the house of Elohim, and went into the room of Yehohanan son of Eliashib. And he went there. He ate no bread and drank no water, for he mourned because of the trespass of the exiles. And they passed a call through Yehuda and Jerusalem to all the sons of the exile, to gather at Jerusalem, and that whoever would not come within 3 days, according to the counsel of the leaders and elders, all his goods would be put under a ban, and himself separated from the assembly of the exiles. Then all the men of Yehuda and Benjamin gathered at Jerusalem within 3 days. It was the 9th new month, on the 20th of the new month. And all the people sat in the open space of the house of Elohim, trembling because of the matter and because of showers of rain. And Ezra the priest stood up and said to them, You have trespassed, and have taken foreign women, adding to the guilt of Yisrael. And now, make confession to Yahuwah Elohim of your fathers, and do his desire, and separate yourselves from the peoples of the land, and from the foreign women. And all the assembly answered, and said with a loud voice, Right, it is upon us to do according to your word. But the people are many, and it is the season of showers of rain, and we are not able to stand outside. And the work not of 1 or 2 days, for we have greatly transgressed in this matter. Please, let the leaders of all the assembly stand, and let all those in our cities who have taken foreign women come at appointed times, together with the elders and judges of their cities, until the burning wrath of our Elohim is turned away from us in this matter. Only Jonathan, son of Asahel, and Yahzeiah, son of Tikwa, opposed this, and Meshullam and Shabbethai the Levite gave them support. Then the sons of the exile did so, and Ezra the priest, with certain heads of the fathers' houses, were separated by the fathers' houses, each of them by name. And they sat down on the first day of the 10th new month to examine the matter. And they finished with all the men who had taken foreign women by the first day of the first new month. And among the sons of the priests who had taken foreign women were found the sons of Yeshua, son of Yotzadak, and his brothers, Maaseiah, and Eleazar, and Yarib, and Gedaliah. And they gave their hand in pledge to put away their wives. And being guilty, they presented a ram of the flock for their guilt. And of the sons of Immer, Hanani and Zebadiah. And of the sons of Harim, Maaseiah, and Eliah, and Shemaiah, and Yehiel, and Uzziah. And of the sons of Pashhur, Elioenai, Maaseiah, Yishmael, Nethanel, Yozabad, and Elisah. And of the Levites, Yozabad, Shimei, Kealiah, he is Kelita, Pethahiah, Yehuda, and Eleazar. And of the singers, Eliashib. And of the gatekeepers, Shallum, and Telem, and Yori. And of Yisrael of the sons of Parosh, Ramya, and Yeziah, and Malchiah, and Miyamin, and Eleazar, and Malchiah, and Benaiah. And of the sons of Elam, Mataniah, Zechariah, and Yehiel, and Abidi, and Yeremoth, and Eliah. And of the sons of Zatu, Elioenai, Eliashib, Mataniah, and Yeremoth, and Zabad, and Azizah. And of the sons of Beerbai, Yehohanan, Hananiah, Zabai, and Athlai. And of the sons of Bani, Meshullam, Maluk, and Adaiah, Yashub, and Sheal, Ramoth. And of the sons of Pahath Moab, Adnah, and Kelal, Benaniah, Maaseiah, Mataniah, Betzalel, and Benui, and Menashesh. And of the sons of Harim, Eliezer, Yeshishia, Malchiah, Shemaiah, Shimon, Binyamin, Maluk, and Shemariah. Of the sons of Hashum, Matenai, Matata, Zabad, Eliphelet, Jeremiah, Menasheshe, and Shimei. Of the sons of Bani, Maadai, Amram, and Uel, Benaiah, Beediah, Kelehu, Wanya, Menermoth, Eliashib, Mataniah, Matenai, and Yaasu, and Bani, and Benui, and Shimei, and Shelemiah, and Nathan, and Adaiah, Maknedebai, Shashai, Sharai, Azarel, and Shelemiyahu, Shemariah, Shallum, Amariah, and Yosef. Of the sons of Nebo, Yael, Matithiah, Zabad, Zabina, Yadu, and Yoel, Benaiah. All these had taken foreign women, and some of them had women who had borne children. End of the Book of Ezra. It should be noted that the Book of Ezra and Nehemiah were split in modern times, for they were once one book. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this recording and would like to hear more recordings like these, feel free to subscribe. Thank you. Have a great day.